Did you know pop star Pink took center stage at the 79th Tony Awards, hosting and opening the whole thing with a neon blast of Broadway meets pop? Yeah, we need to talk about it.
Hi, I'm Emma, and I'm feeling totally jazzed today, like extra caffeinated jazzed, because award shows plus Broadway is my Super Bowl.
So, picture this. It's 2026 at Radio City Music Hall in New York City, the granddaddy of show palaces. PBS had the broadcast, Paramount Plus streamed it, and there was a free Act 1 pre-show on Pluto TV hosted by Laura Benanti, a Tony-winning Broadway star, and Titus Burgess, who you know from Broadway and TV comedy. And the main event host was Pink, the chart-topping pop icon whose songs have already been interpolated on Broadway in shows like & Juliet and Moulin Rouge. It's a smart flex to hook in the mainstream while staying Broadway to the bone. Quick personal tea. Years ago, I scored a last-minute ticket to the Tonys. Mez seats, sequins, the works. After the show, I drifted to the stage door and literally bumped into Bernadette Peters. If you're new here, Bernadette is a Broadway legend and Sondheim muse with curls that should have their own agent. She was gracious, tiny, and sparkling, and I just blurted out, "Thank you for making me want to be better at everything." She laughed and squeezed my hand, and I floated home. Life theater does that. It turns you into a louder version of yourself in the best way. It's church with rhinestones, honey. Okay, let's move on. The Tonys are the Oscars of Broadway. They honor shows that open within a specific season window. For this run, it was the 2025 to 2026 season. Categories span Best Musical, Best Play, Revivals, Acting, Design, Direction, Choreography, the whole creative ecosystem. If you opened after the cutoff, you roll to next year. Simple, but the stakes are huge. A Tony can keep a show's lights on and fill seats for months.
Now, the people steering the night, producers Raj Kapoor, Sarah Levine Hall, and Jack Sussman took over this year after 2 decades of White Cherry Entertainment. Cuckoo-hoo! Raj is a live TV mastermind on big spectacles, Sarah is a seasoned producer with the knack for flow, and Jack is the longtime CBS specials wizard. Their vibe, faster pacing, more cross-genre moments, and history woven into the show. You could feel the format glow up. Medleys, anniversaries, tributes, less dead air, more dopamine.
And Pink as host, high-key inspired. She's a stadium-level vocalist with a daredevil streak, and because her music already lives in Broadway mashups, she knows the assignment. The opening number, Leading Lady Marmalade, was a total vibe. Pink front and center with theater and pop ringers. Neil Patrick Harris, an Emmy-winning actor and Tony's veteran, Shoshana Bean, a Broadway vocal beast, and Megan Thee Stallion, the Grammy-winning rapper, bringing rap royalty energy, plus a swirl of Broadway favorites like Lea Michele and the Broadway inspirational voices. It said, theater and pop are besties now. Deal with it.
Distribution-wise, this show finally acted like it lives in 2026. Network TV on CBS, premium stream on Paramount Plus, and that free Pluto TV pre-show hosted by Laura Benanti and Titus Burgess. Thus, 3 doors into the party, invite everybody, then upsell with the spectacle. Honestly, yas queen to that strategy. Let's jump to the winners in the narrative. Best Musical went to Schmigadoon. Quick primer, Schmigadoon started as a TV series that spoofed Golden Age musicals. Cinco Paul, the co-creator, adapted it for the stage and wrote the book and the score, and he won both. Orchestrations went to Doug Besterman and Mike Morris, 2 heavy hitters in the pit. That's 4 wins total and a big neon sign that screen to stage can work when you write for live bodies and real orchestras. Death of a Salesman, the Arthur Miller classic, was the night's juggernaut with 6 wins, the most of any production. Best Revival of a Play, Best Direction for Joe Mantello, and a sweep of design love. Scenic by Chloe Lamford, Lighting by Jack Knowles, and Sound by Mikal Suleiman. It even spotlighted contemporary composition on a play revival this season with Caroline Shaw, a Pulitzer-winning composer, in the mix. The message, classics can slay when the staging is cinematic and the craft is razor-sharp. Ragtime, the beloved musical about America at the turn of the century, came roaring back and took Best Revival of a Musical. Both leads won. Joshua Henry as Coalhouse Walker Jr. and Casey Levy as Mother. If you know their voices, you know why. Add in sound design for Kai Harada and you get a revival that sings from the pit to the back wall.
Cats, the Jellica Ball was the reconceived revival that danced its face off. Best direction of a musical went to Xylon Livingston and Bill Rauch. Choreography to Arturo Lyons and Omari Wiles, plus those fierce costumes by Q and Jean. It's not nostalgia if you rebuild the show's DNA. That's innovation, baby.
The Lost Boys, a new musical take on the vampire myth, converted big nominations into 4 wins, including featured acting for Ali Louise Borsky and Shoshana Bean, plus scenic design by Dane Laffery and lighting by Michael Arden and Jen Schriever. Design choices that make your pupils dilate a little. You know the look. A few more headlines. Liberation won Best Play, singular but mighty. John Lithgow, the film and stage legend, won leading actor in a play for Giant as Roald Dahl. Leslie Manville, the British acting powerhouse, won leading actress in a play for Oedipus as Jocasta. And Laurie Metcalf collected featured actress in a play for Death of a Salesman. Precision acting all around. And the honors, Andre Bishop, a major artistic leader, Jewel Fisher, the lighting design icon, and James Lapine, the writer-director behind so many Sondheim masterworks, all received Lifetime Achievement. Mary Mitchell Campbell, music director and philanthropist, took the Isabel Stevenson Award for service. The League of Resident Theaters got a special Tony. American Players Theater was named Regional Theater of the Year, and Freddie Hendricks from Utopian Academy for the Arts took the Education Award. That is the ecosystem getting its flowers. Okay, pause. We need to talk about the big unanswered question. Richard O'Brien's The Rocky Horror Show. 9 nominations, 0 wins. For anyone somehow not invited to that midnight party yet, Rocky Horror is the cult classic musical with fishnets, audience participation energy, and a Tim Curry-sized cultural footprint. On paper, 9 nods says voters respected the craft and performance slots were electric, but when the envelopes opened, nothing. Here's my read, and yes, it is opinion. Revivals faced a ruthless year. Ragtime came in like a freight train with vocal fireworks and social resonance. Cats, the Jellicle Ball offered a fully new lens and grabbed the craft categories. Death of a Salesman did the impossible, made a classic feel brand new, and swept design and direction. That left Rocky Horror loved but edged out. High nominations with low conversion names, no consensus. Voters split their passion elsewhere. And it's not just Rocky. Two Strangers, the new rom-com musical with Sam Tuddy and Christiane Pitts, also went 0 for 8. Sometimes the Tonys are not a mirror. They are a funnel. Only a few streams make it through. Could Rocky have snagged one with a different campaign? Maybe. But I think the story here is that reinvention beat recreation. When you take a known title and re-engineer the visual language, voters prick up. That's why Cats landed direction and choreography, Wild for a revival, and why Salesman cleaned up with a cohesive design world. Sorry to the Fishnet Hive, I still love you. Now for something different, the legacy moments that made the night feel bigger than competition. The Chicago Tribute for the 30th anniversary of its Broadway revival was a flex from the first vamp. Queen Latifah anchored a set with Pink jumping back in, plus theater faves and TV stars across Cell Block Tango, When You're Good to Mama, and all that jazz. Chicago is camp, class, and carnality in one corset. Watching cross-genre names tear into Fosse vocabulary was a reminder this art form is a magnet for talent from every lane. And yes, the night held space for remembrance and legacy. Leslie Odom Jr., the Tony-winning Hamilton star, sang Without You from Rent during the In Memoriam and to mark Rent's 30th. Then the original Book of Mormon ensemble reunited for Man Up, and Rachel Zegler, the film star with Broadway pipes, honored a chorus line at 50 with What I Did for Love. Receipts that the past is not past in theater, it is the scaffolding we keep building on. Okay, we covered a lot. Pink proved the pop star can host the Tonys without breaking the Broadway spell. New producers rewired the telecast for the streaming era. A TV-born musical, Schmigadoon, took the crown. A classic play revival, Salesman, dominated. And Snubs reminded us the Tonys are a knife fight in a very elegant tuxedo. Next time, we are diving into Schmigadoon's road from TV to Broadway. Adaptation wins, pastiche pitfalls, and how you write a score that actually plays in the room. Can't wait to spill that tea. So that's the tea, folks. Stay iconic and keep shining. Later!